Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Today we have a very late and overdue TBR. I'm ready for it though. I'm ready. So we're gonna go ahead and dive in. The focus this month is to go light and easy. I really wanted to start reading a lot of horror books this month, so I have a mix of horror, fantasy, read-alongs that I'm doing, and of course books that have LGBTQ. So I wanted to throw books in there for that as well. I wanted to have a mix of genres, which I usually do every single month. So last month was kind of hard for me as far as reading. I still read, but not nearly as many books as I would usually read. And I read really big, chunky books, 600 to 800 page books. So, but it kind of put me in a reading, like I was in a reading slump, but I wasn't in a reading slump. I don't know how to explain it. There was just a lot going on with the end of school year and life, you know. So I feel like I'm out of the slump, and then I'm going to talk about the book that kind of helped me get out of the slump. So first things first is I've already read this because as of today it is the 5th of June. So I already read this, but this book is funny. Alcatraz versus the Evil Librarians by Brandie and Sanderson. This book is funny because he's telling you a story. So Alcatraz wrote the book, but then he starts talking to you, the reader. He starts talking to the reader, and then he switches back to talking to or telling you the story of what's going on. So you have these evil librarians that are taking over the world, or have taken over the world, and what we think we know is not really true. That information, what we think about the world map, about languages and different things like that, creatures, dinosaurs, all types of things, is being ran by the evil librarians, and they control information. So this is one of the books on my TBR this month. Like I said, I already read it. I read it in one day. It's so cute. I really want to binge this book series. I couldn't stop laughing. And when Alcatraz is talking to you, it can be insulting but funny and witty and corny. And that's exactly who Brandie Sanderson is. And I had a ball. I read this in, like I said, less than 24 hours. And I could not stop laughing. I enjoyed it so much. So this was the first book on my TBR. I believe this is the only middle grade on my TBR, but I had so much fun with this book that if I have time, I will probably binge the other 4. So there's a total of 5 books in this series. The 6th book comes out in September, and so I'm trying to reserve them, but I had so much fun that I want to know. And it's Alcatraz, learning about his family, learning about this society, this world, his magic of being clumsy and breaking things, and how to use something like, and they call it a skill, right? His skill is to break things, but he's in foster care, and he doesn't know his family, and he's on a journey he meets his grandfather, and he's on a journey to uncover secrets in the secret society. So much fun. Definitely recommend if you like middle grade. I had a good time with this. I am finishing Hero of Ages. We have our live discussion. I had to reread it because I was under the influence. I had a little too much drink in my system, and so I am rereading it. Missed a lot during that time. Like I don't know where my head was, but I am finishing this up, so this will be a book that I finish in the month of June as well. The next book is Deep in the Providence. This book was just released on May 30th or the 31st. It's about 4 girls, one who dies. Her name is Jasmine, and her other friends want to bring her back to life. They all have some type of magic within them, and they want to bring Jasmine back to life, and they use their magical powers throughout the book. There's a lot of hard-hitting topics in this there's a lot of things that we deal with, right, in reality, as far as like drug abuse, pregnancies, just real life hard-hitting topics in this book as well. But I already read this and I saw Brandie from Books with Brandie Shanae, her review, and we talked about it on the phone, and it sounded like a book that I wanted to read, and so I absolutely love this. I already gave this 4 stars, but really amazing. And even though they have magic, they realize, you know, everything comes at a cost. Everything, there's good, there's evil, there's bad, there's great, you know, different things like that. The love that they have for each other, the love that they have for their family members is just undeniable. Like I said, there's a lot of hard-hitting topics: drug abuse, miscarriages, betrayal, you know, child neglect, different things like that. That is, like I said, hard-hitting. But it is YA, so if you know, you know. YAs don't really end off on a really bad note. So I enjoyed this. This was a good book. And like I said, I already read it, and it was really good. The next book I have is Pet and Bitter by Akwaeke Emezi. I read Pet because this video is so late. I feel awful, but so I wanted to read their books. I really just wanted to support the author, and because of the month of June, I thought this was great representation to be able to support the author and all of their work of art. The way that they write is so beautiful and captivating that you think you're talking about one thing, but there's some social justice, social reform, social norms that are inside the book, and there's a bigger message to it, is what I'm trying to say. And they have done a great job at weaving that into a fictional story. Just like Freshwater is the same way, where you think you're talking about something, but I loved it. I loved it. And so I'll be reading both Pet and Bitter this month as well. Next 2 books that I want to talk about are read-alongs that I'm doing. Brandie and I have been doing a not hidden really, but just like a read-along between us 2, where we're reading the same book and we're just enjoying it. We'll text each other and like talk about it. So it was nothing on BookTube, but we've been doing a read-along. We have decided to read The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. This is another trilogy that we'll be diving into, and I swear there is something about big fantasy books that we just absolutely love, clearly, because this book is how many pages? Skipping the glossary, 525 pages, 526 pages. Yeah. So we'll be starting City of Brass in the month of June. We did the Greenbone Saga, and now we're doing City of Brass, which I've been wanting to read this for a while. Let me see what this is about. I have no idea what this is about. On the streets of the 8th century Cairo, Nairi is a con woman of unsurpassed skill when she makes her living swindling Ottoman nobles, hoping to one day earn enough to make her fortunes. But when Nari accidentally summons Dara, an equally sly, darkly mysterious jinn warrior, during one of her cons, she learns even the cleverest schemes can have deadly consequences. Okay, so it's like a heist, right? You summon a genie, and there's a con artist. Okay. I honestly had no idea what it was about, but I look forward to reading it, so this is going to be fun. Next is another read-along with Brandie, Bree from Lockbook Chishan, and then also Erica from The Broken Spine. We are doing a read-along for The Good House by Tananarive. This book is dense. It is dense. It is heavy. I've already started reading it, and within the first, not even chapter 2, The chapter 1 is pretty long, honestly. I want to say it was like, chapter 1 is 25 pages, but within the end of chapter 1, I'm like, oh my god. So right now I'm on chapter 7, and basically it is about this house that has been passed down from generation to generation. So there's a quote, and it's so funny, that one of the grandparents says, I never got my mule, but I never got my mule, but I definitely got my 40 acres. Come to find out, she got 60 acres. I always heard my grandparents say 40 acres and a mule, and the grandmother was like, I never got my mule, but I definitely got my 40 acres. That's what I'm talking about, sis. This girl, Angela, inherits the house, and her son, Corey. So they both inherit the house. Her son, Corey, dies in the house. It's not a spoiler because it's on the back. Angela has not returned to the good house since her son, Corey, died there 2 years ago. But now Angela is finally ready to return to her hometown and go beyond the grave to unearth the truth about Corey's death. Could it be related to a terrifying entity Angela's grandmother battled 7 decades ago? And what about the other senseless calamities that happened? Has Angela's grandmother, an African-American woman, reputed to have powers, put a curse on the entire community? A thrilling exploration of secrets, lies, and divine inspiration. The Good House will haunt readers long after a chilling conclusion. And it seems like there's a curse. It seems like there's a curse, and I will leave it there. Either way, this book was well worth it. Tananarive just does not disappoint, and I look forward to reading her husband's books. Stephen Barnes, they have a book together called The Devil's Wake that I really want to read as well. The next book I have is The Woman in the Library by Sulari Gentill. This is about someone screams in a public library, and no one's able to leave, and then it says, while they wait for an all clear, 4 strangers who happen to sit at the same table pass the time in conversation, and friendships are struck. Each has his or her own reading for being in the reading room that morning, and it just so happens one is a murderer. So it says that this is supposed to be released in May, but I believe it says May 10th, but I believe it got pushed back. So sometime in June that this book will be released. I look forward to reading it because I really want to know, like, who's screaming in the library, who killed who, like, you know, hopefully we know. I don't know if this is a series or not, but yeah. The next book is going to be Mistborn Air 2. This is Brandie Sanderson's read-along that we're having for the year of 2022. We have, I don't know if these are in the right order, so, you know, I'm just going to tell you what books we're reading. So we're reading Alloy of Law, Bands of Mourning, and Shadow of Self. So this is 1. And I'm not going to tell you what these are about. So even though this is Mistborn Air 2, I want to say it's a play off Mistborn Air 1. So I don't want to give any spoilers or anything like that. But I want to say it's several hundred years after Mistborn Air 1. So Ben and Elend are no longer around. The Lord Ruler, is he still alive? Is he still ruling? I don't know. I can't tell you. But we will also be reading a novella as well. Will be Mistborn's Secret History, and then that is in the Arcanium Unbound. So there's a bind up with all of the novellas inside of it, and that's what we'll be reading last. And I look forward to it. It's been really fun. We'll be doing a 24-hour readathon this Friday, so stay tuned for that. The last book on my list is House of Leaves. I am going to start reading this very, very soon. I am terrified and intimidated, but I am looking forward to it. Just the amount of notes and cliff notes that it has, and the way that it's structured. If you have not seen this book, it It seems like it's going to be a fun time, though. I have high hopes that I am going to love this book. Look at the footnotes. Look at the boxes. Like, oh my gosh. I'm not trying to give anything away, but things are crossed out. I want to know. I need to watch some videos. Like, some of these are upside down. Some of the words are backwards. There's, I don't know how to read some of this. Why things are crossed out, I don't know. Look at that. I have no idea. I cannot wait to dive into it, though. And I think it's definitely meant to be an experience when it comes down to reading. You're supposed to... Look at the pictures. Oh, my God. I know that some of these are backwards. Like, what is this? Music notes? What are we supposed to do with that? There's 709 pages for this book. I really look forward to it. I know there's some people that skip certain things. I'm just going to do the best I can with this book. There's a lot of quotes and research to do with, you know, like things to look up in this book as well. I do know that this is about a haunted house where a guy or a family, I'm not sure, but definitely a guy, main POV, finds a script to a movie and then uses that. So you're getting the male's point of view of the house in the haunted house, him finding the script. Then you're getting the movie script POV about the actual movie. And then I believe you also get the POV of the person who wrote the movie. Either way. I look forward to reading it. It's going to be a fun time. I'll probably take this to the water park with me and just enjoy it. Because that's where I'll be spending most of my time. Is in somebody's pool this summer. So this is the last book that I'll be reading for fun. I did want to throw in here a couple of other books that I potentially might read. The first one is going to be Uzumaki, and this is by Junji Ito. I want to say I apologize, but this is a manga. This is a horror manga. It says Spiral into the Horror. Either way, this is about a spiral that possesses people. The artwork is beautiful. And this definitely should, I believe, is a manga. So my first manga, I want to dive into it. I hear nothing but great things about it. And again, another experience of just physically reading a book and adding more to my horror shelf. Like, I'm here for it. The next potential book that I might read is the Mindfuck series. This is book 1 through 5 by S.T. Abbey. Monsters can come in many forms. They took too much, they left too little. I had nothing to lose until him. I didn't expect him. I didn't want to fall in love, but I can't let him go. Logan Bennett makes the world a safer place. He's brilliant. He's a hero. He locks away the sick and deprived. But while he's saving lives, I'm taking them, collecting the debts that are owed to me. 10 years ago, they took from me. They left me for dead. They should have made sure I stayed dead. Now I'm taking them, one name at a time. I trained for too long. I've been patient. I can't stop now. Revenge is best served cold. They never see me coming until I paint their walls red. Logan doesn't know how they hurt me. He doesn't know about the screams they ignored. He doesn't know how twisted that town really is. He just knows people are dying. He doesn't know he's in love with their killer. No one suspects a dead girl. And Logan doesn't suspect the girl in his bed. They're looking for a monster, not a girl who loves red, not a girl in love. I am faceless. I'm a faceless knight. At least until I tell them the story they pretended never happened. But in the end, will Logan choose them? Or will we watch them burn together? So I heard that the writing is not good. That's okay. I'm just here for the killing. I'm here for the killing in the month of June. Slaughter all the hoes, okay? Kill all the bitches. And so this book 1 through 5 is on my potential TBR. If I get to it, I get to it. If not, I'm okay with pushing it back to July. But it will be read this summer. I will definitely be reading this summer. It sounds like a good flipping time. It is 683 pages. And like I said, there's 5 books in one. This is on Kindle Unlimited if you don't want to get the bind up, but I definitely recommend. And that is it for my TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have high hopes that I'm going to finish all of my TBR books this month, and maybe even 1 or 2 of the other books as well, that are on my potential list. Because I am feeling it. I'm back in the mood. Slump where? Reading slump who? Depression? What? I'm just looking forward to it. I think I got some great picks. I'm here for the blood and gore. I'm here for the murders and the thrills. And then I have a poor middle grade to balance everything out. So hopefully you like this video. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you like the video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.